Hi guys. Yeah, it's been a long time since our last video, and boy, have things been busy. Didn't forget that I had promised to do some more videos, and now that things have calmed down a little bit, I can actually do that. So we're going to cover a couple of things today, some stuff that I've learned since I've started this whole block printing journey. One of the things that I've learned is to improve my printing surface. So the reason why is when I was doing some sewing on printing on things that I had sewn, I noticed that whenever I would do a block print over a seam, it would have this big gap. The paint was all glumped up. You could see all the stitches in the paint. It was really heinous, and I couldn't quite figure out why it was doing that. And then one day I was like, well, let me see what happens. I threw a towel underneath my vinyl. I hit a print, and it came out just freaking gorgeous. And so it was a huge aha moment. So I'm going to share that aha with you guys. I've also changed the type of ink that I use. I used to use Speedball block printing ink, and it would take weeks for it to dry. And I live in the desert, so you'd think it would dry a lot faster, but not so much. So now I use Speedball screen printing ink, and they come in these really nice big pots. They're really huge. You get a lot of ink in here, and they've got all kinds of colors. I've got maroon. I've got this awesome blue that I'm looking forward to doing. I've got some white silk just begging for this, so I can hardly wait to get in here on that. This stuff is amazing. You can get it at dharmatrading.com. They've got all kinds of colors, including neon, so I'm very excited about that. Being able to experiment a little more with these things. Another thing that I learned is I'm doing more and more very detailed carvings where you've got all kinds of nooks and crannies and all kinds of blank spaces. It looks beautiful when you're printing it, but it's a real pain in the butt whenever you've got ink that gets into the channels that you're wanting to have clear. For example, I don't know if you can see this very well, but in my little flower carving here, you guys recognize this, right? In my little flower carving here, I've got little channels here in the leaf and in the tulips that if I'm not careful, I get ink in it and it just totally blocks out. Now, I used to use the brayer on stuff like this. That's the roller. That's the paint roller. But now I use a stenciling sponge, and I'm really very happy with the result that I get with these stenciling sponges. You can get these stenciling sponges at any art store. Okay, this is absolutely fantastic. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if you can use makeup sponges. Try what you want, see what happens for you, but I really love how this works. So another thing that I've learned is whenever I get a lot of ink in my little creases in here and blank spaces, I use orangewood stick to clean out the ink out of the area that I don't want it to be in. This is fantastic. You can get orangewood sticks any place they have nail polish, okay? So your Walmart, your local grocery store, your local pharmacy, wherever, okay? So get you some of these. They come in handy. So another little thing that I do is if I get ink down in here in areas that I don't want it, I can use a really stiff little brush and I can just kind of flick it out so that I don't get ink onto my my project if I don't want it on there. And then lastly, whenever I'm doing grid work, whenever I'm laying down stuff, I've learned painter's tape is my best friend. Now you can get painter's tape in a multitude of sizes. You can get them like 3-inch widths all the way down to like a 1/2-inch width. So, and you know what? I think they also have paint for tape for dressmakers. That's really thin tape. I think you can get it from mood.com, or you can probably find some on Amazon. So anyway, so what I'm going to do is ink up one of this little block here and do a little tester thing on here. Yeah, there's a nut. There's my dogs are wanting to play, but Mama's a little busy right now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I've got a fairly decent amount of ink on my stencil piece. Now normally I do not apply ink on my block over whatever fabric I happen to be printing, but this is a scrap piece, so I don't care. You can get a little bit more on here. Ooh, too much, too much. It's just like when you're laying a stencil on a wall or on fabric. You don't want to have so much paint on your piece that it's gonna glop all over the place. It just defeats the purpose of precision. Now, somebody asked me, why, Brigitte, why do you carve all the way down to the wood? Why do you take all that space away? Well, I'm a messy person. And when I'm applying ink, I have a tendency to get it all over the place. And I found that for me personally, not everybody feels the same way, but for me personally, I like to have all the space clear. If I'm not going to put ink on it, I don't want it there. And number two, it's like picking at a scab. You just got to keep going until it's all gone. Can't help it. Okay, so this looks like it's pretty much there. I've got a nice good little ink on here. Now, I'm looking at my little channels and I'm going, oh, I've got ink inside the little grooves and so forth. Let me get this little piece here. I'm going to run the little sharp pointy thing on my orange wood stick, clear out some of these crevices. Now with this, you want to work fairly quickly. You don't have 15-20 minutes of work time with this particular type of ink because it dries very quickly. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So I have a seam here. Now I'm printing on wool. I have not printed on wool yet. I've seen it done. I really like it. So I want to see what it looks like. So let's up the ante and see how it works with this. Okay, so I'm just going to lay it down over the surface, give it a little press. That's one of the nice things about having the extra cushion underneath my work surface is that I don't have to beat on things with a hammer. I get a really good positive connection. So make sure I don't flip this over. Here's my regular vinyl, and then it's just fleece. That's all it is. It's just fleece. So I just have it doubled up so I get that little extra bit of cushion on there. That gives me that little extra bit of space. And so let's take a look at this and see what, oh yeah. Okay, so this is, what the heck. There we go. Now it's really light, it's really very lightweight on this. I like the delicate nature of this particular piece. It's probably could use a little more ink on there, but that's just me because I like it kind of gaudy. What can I say? But this is what it does printing on wool. It's like a summer weight wool, and I really like how it does. The seam, look, it's not all that obvious either. It's nowhere near what it could be. Okay? So, anyhow, I want to do it again. All right. Maybe not on the same seam, but you know what I mean. So this time I'm going to put just a little extra on there and see how that looks. And now I'm thinking I want to do up a really nice cloak or a tunic. Oh, that would be so cool on a tunic. Yes, so that would look really, really awesome on a really nice wool Boxton tunic, and do a really interesting early period Scandinavian kind of print on there. That's what's really awesome about this. You don't have to spend crap tons of money on fabric that's already got something on it when you can just make your own. Okay? So let's see what happens. And rest assured, I am nowhere near this haphazard when I'm printing stuff for myself or for people who have asked me to print or for my darling Phinia. I'm very, very meticulous and very, very careful about what I'm doing. But right now we're having fun, so here. Oh, that's good. That's really nice. I really like that. Take a look at there. That's nice, right? That is so amazing. Now this wool has been washed. Okay, I'm going to pull it away now. This wool has been washed, but it's not been properly felled. That's where you practically beat it half to death before you use it. And it causes the weave in the fabric to get tighter, to get closer. So, oh yes, this is definitely going to be a project that I'm going to be doing is more of these guys. Now, here's some really cool stuff that I found. I found it at my local Hobby Lobby, my local art store. These little guys. How fun is this? It's a resin type. It's not wood. It feels like wood. It looks like wood, but it doesn't bark like wood. So it's, oh, that was bad. Yeah, just don't pay any attention to that. So anyway, it's a resin. It cleans up really very well. It does a beautiful print. I've just started using some of these as filler pieces for some of my other carvings, and I really, really like it. Now, another little fun thing is whenever I'm doing a Persian type of clothing, they usually have a little bit smaller print than they do than the Turkish folks did. The Turkish folks were those huge prints, big, bold, beautiful, ballsy, whatever. The Persian, they were a little more restrained with their prints. So I found these really cute little guys. I'm gonna get close like this so you can kind of see them. They're absolutely adorable. I love these things. They're so cute. Okay, so I'm taking it away now. All right, so I think I have just about covered everything in a short time period because I don't want you to get bored, you know, whatever, and then switch over to something else. So one of the places that I have found that carries every kind of color for my little speedball happy faces in here is dharmatrading.com. DHARMA trading.com. Oh my gosh, you guys, they've got so many colors. Oh, and there's a really cool Facebook page I want to turn you guys on to, okay? It's Printed Textiles of the Middle Ages. Printed Textiles of the Middle Ages. It's a Facebook page out there. Oh my gosh, the resources that these people have, the pictures, the inspiration. They're doing things that just, it makes my hair stand on end. It's gorgeous. Go check them out. Like the page. They're fantastic. So that pretty much does it for us right now. Thanks, and there will be more videos, and no, you don't have to wait a whole year for them. Bye.